Has someone ever lied on you? And I'm not talking about like a little lie. I'm talking about the character destroying lie, a character slandering lie to the point where people around you see you as this new horrible person that's just so far from you that it just pisses you off. It kind of makes you feel a bit crazy. Well, that's exactly how I used to feel when I was 240 pounds, except there wasn't anybody lying on me. I was the liar. Every excuse I made, every bad meal that I ate, every decision that I made was showing the world that I was somebody in my head I completely didn't identify with. So I've been seeing this trend going around, like kind of in the bodybuilding and fitness space, and a lot of guys, they're being asked like, what's their motivation? How do they do this? How do they get disciplined to get the muscle they have or lose the weight that they did? And a lot of them say something along the lines of they hate themselves. I don't think that that's the case. I think the real case, most guys, including myself, when I was 240 pounds, in my head, I knew that there was a person that existed, a version of me that existed that could do things, a version of me that can do things, a version of me that wasn't obese, a version of me that will look at my habits and the things that I did on a daily basis and just think that it was beneath him. He would just think like, oh, I would never do that. Oh, I would never overeat. I would never like let food control my life. Like, I'm better than that. And not in an arrogant, cocky sense, more so that's just not me. It's not me to be obese. It's not me to be controlled by food. And I think that's what a lot of guys are dealing with right now. I don't think guys necessarily hate themselves. It's more so they know that they're capable of more. They know it. And they see it within their heads. Like they can, like, it's very personal. Like, it's like this person exists within you, but you're just moving further away from that person, if that makes sense. And that's why suddenly hurts so bad, because deep down inside, you know that you were not meant to be average. And when I say average, I'm not talking about average mentally, not talking about average physically, not talking about average in the financial sense. Average isn't a number. Average is an identity. The contentment with being just where you are. Average is becoming someone that you knew you were never meant to be. Whether you know that you're made for more. Average is ignoring those thoughts of being made for more or muting that urge to strive to be better. That's average. And it's very common that you hear online that guys preach discipline, discipline, discipline. But I would like to disagree with that just a bit, but not completely. I don't think it's discipline that people need. I literally just think that the identity has to come first, because once you identify with being a certain type of person, it's very easy for you to fall more into that identity. When I failed my PT test when I was 240 pounds, I wasn't just embarrassed. It wasn't just humiliating. It was hurtful because it felt like I said in the beginning, I was being a liar, like I was being lied on. You know how hurtful it is to have someone spread a rumor about you that you know is completely not true? That's what I was doing to myself, because for the longest time, before I felt that PT test, I was a fitness superstar. I was in shape, but since I had long forgotten who I was, and even going past the identity thing, you need to be very arrogant in the sense. You need to think very highly of yourself. And because I thought so highly of myself, even when I was 240 pounds, I felt like not only do I need to get back to who I was, I need to get myself back, but I felt like I deserved to be back. I deserved to be back in the game. I deserved to be great. And that's what kind of fueled me to get better, more so than discipline. Forget discipline. I didn't need it because I had already identified with the type of person. And if you can't do it, if you never like been in shape, because I done been fat, I done been in shape, and I've been fat, and then I done been in shape again. And right now I'm in the in shape phase. If you have not ever been in shape, you have not never like been that type of guy, if you can't do it, You need to create someone in your mind that can identify with that person and just start doing things that they would do. And the key word is identified. So when I say identify, I'm not saying, okay, think of this person in my head, this imaginary person in my head, and then just try to be like them. No, identify with them. When I say identify with them, I really do mean you need to act like that is you. That is a part of you. Either that's the future version of you, past version of you, or present version of you. For me, it was a past version of me. And really get personal with it. This is you. Maybe even create something like an alter ego. You know, David Goggins, he has Goggins. Beyonce, she has Sasha Fierce. For me, it's the name of the channel. It's Supernova. You know what I mean? So you really need to get that identity under control. And so the solution to this whole discipline thing is really to stop asking for discipline. Stop trying to get discipline. You need to figure out who you're fighting for. Give them a name. Mine's Supernova. Who is yours? Give the person a name and then start fighting towards that. Start going towards that person. Start trying to be more like that person. But remember, don't say I'm trying. Say that I am. Because once you start saying that I am, it's going to become a lot easier to become the person you're trying to be. And the discipline will come just like that. Once you get that identity under control, the whole discipline thing actually starts to make sense, because this discipline thing is something that people can't seem to crack. The real key to discipline is identity and changing it. And you have to stop negotiating with yourself, because every step in the opposite direction of the person that you're trying to become is you becoming a person that you don't want to be. You need to start doing things as if you are already that person. Let's take a simple example. Let's say you're trying to build your diet and your fitness journey and all that stuff. Let's say it's late night, you're hungry as hell because you're in a calorie deficit, and you're literally thinking, dang, I got some Debbie cakes in the pantry. I have to go get those. Man, I'm just so hungry. I don't know what to do. Then you have to ask yourself, okay, well, what would Supernova do? Or what would the person that you're trying to become do? And then you start thinking about it. Then instead of the 3 excuses like the current version of you is making, oh, I gotta eat it because I'm hungry. Oh, I gotta eat it because, man, I need a refeed. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. When you start getting into that mode of thinking like the person that you're trying to become when things get hard, that's when you start coming up with things. Next day, you know, you're going to be up late at night. Dang, I'm feeling kind of hungry. You know what the ideal version of you is going to do? He's going to say, you know what? I can go to sleep. I can fill my stomach up with water. I can eat a little bit of fiber, and then I could go to bed. Or I could just freaking go to bed and not eat it and just suffer with it and lead into it, because I know that I have goals, period, point blank, and I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize that. Really lean into that identity when things get hard, because that's when it counts. When things get hard, when you start having those temptations to drift back towards the old you, just really lean into this person that you've created in your head. And so the solution to when things get really difficult, things get tough, you run into temptation, is to just start acting like the person that you believe that you are. Act like the person that you believe that you are. Start doing things that they would do during the hard times. And then relying on this person that you've created in your head will make things a lot easier. Your actions should agree with your identity. And another issue that a lot of you guys deal with, including myself, I had dealt with this for a while, was waiting until you win to start showing yourself some respect. At the end of the day, this whole self-improvement thing, this whole identity exercise is to exercise self-respect for ourselves. A person who respects themselves doesn't destroy their body with bad foods. A person who respects themselves doesn't wait to do the right thing for themselves. And so what you must do is just start treating yourself as if you respect yourself before you wait. Start doing the right things right now. You gotta start respecting yourself before you hit the finish line. A lot of you guys are waiting oh, I'll be happy when this happens. I'll be happy when that happens. I'll be proud of myself when this happens. You need to start being proud of yourself now, because that pride of yourself right now is what's going to actually drive you to the finish line. It's what's actually going to make you start doing the things you need to do. When you start respecting yourself and having taken pride of yourself, and especially the person, the identity that you created in your head, really start embodying that, you're going to get to your goals a lot faster. If you're waiting until you get there to start respecting yourself, start taking pride in yourself, you're not going to get there, or it's going to take you a very long time to get there. And your whole self-improvement journey is just going to be like this hellish purgatory of I'll be happy when. Be it right now. Start making promises to yourself and keeping them right now. Start doing things to make yourself better right now. Start rewarding yourself with a good night's sleep. Start rewarding yourself with a healthy meal. Start rewarding yourself with actually making progress on your goals by not overeating. When I started to actually do the things that I need to do right now, respect myself right now, take pride in myself right now, that's when I actually started to get myself back. And that was the main thing that I wanted throughout this whole journey. I wanted myself back, because that 240-pound version of me, that is not me. I don't care what nobody says. That's not me. That was never me. The version of me that you see right now is me. And you should be thinking the same thing of when you start to reach your goals. And so you must take pride in yourself, respect it, and respect yourself before you finish, because the person you're trying to become is built one promise kept at a time. And so people always ask me, what's the workout T? What did you do? What did you do to make that transformation? Honestly, all I have to say is that the transformation started long before anyone can actually see it. The biggest change happened when I stopped letting my actions lie about who I actually was on the inside, and started letting them align with who I was. And so you and I both know the truth. You aren't meant to be average. And average isn't about money or status or anything like that. Average is waking up every day, knowing you're capable of more, and yet choosing to stay the exact same. There is a version of you hiding just beneath the surface. I know it. You know it. Now the question is, how much longer are you going to wait to reveal who you really are? How much longer are you going to let your actions tell the world that you're someone that you're not actually?